Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. We appreciate your viewership. Let's get started with our weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard and hard-working crew. Taking care of everyday comfort needs, and man, has it been comfortable this past week or so. High today of 86, low down into 62. What good cool mornings. I know y'all are like me rejoicing with these cool mornings. Our Gulf water temperature at the end of the beach pier, brought to us by Maranta Coffee Company. That's looking at, we talked about it yesterday, we're below 80 degrees for the first time. It's 79.7, but it's below 80 degrees, so that's a good sign. Our river readings brought to us by the good folks at Panama City, Coca-Cola. You're looking at the same thing yesterday, 1.2 on the Apalachicola River at Bluntstown, and looking over the Choctawhatchee River at Caryville, 0.8. And it's flat line. Hopefully they're calling for some rain. Maybe they're calling for Saturday or Sunday. So hopefully we'll get some rain soon. I know it's dry and the food plots are in bad shape right now. We need some rain. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good tide today. We're looking at a high tide at 5:15 this morning, and low at 4:11 this afternoon. Our wind direction yesterday was light and variable. Picked up a little bit today, coming northeast at about 5 to 10. Got a guest here in the studio, so we'll be right back. Welcome back, and welcome to a familiar face here on Panhandle Outdoors, Officer Travis Bassford with FWC. Welcome back.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Okay, let's fill it in for Chris Bowley, who just happened to get recently married.
He did.
Brought you back, so we're glad to have you. And I know your family doing well, Chris and the kids, not Chris, but Nicole and the kids all doing well?
Yes, sir. And they're doing well, and yeah, Chris just got married. He's on his honeymoon, asked me to cover, so I always enjoy coming in and being on the show. So. That's
right. All right, so we got a lot of stuff, so I'll let you get started.
A little bit of everything, and like me and Coach were talking in the break, it's a busy season for us. We're transitioning, got some hunting going on with dove season, duck season coming in. We've got the fall run on the saltwater side coming along the coast with Spanish and Pompano, and just staying busy. So some big news with FWC. A lot of y'all have heard about CWD. We had another case that was discovered really close to where the first case was discovered up in Holmes County in the CWD zone, and we can talk about it. I just wanted to read this, so make sure I get this out verbatim. I don't want to misspeak on it because it is a touchy issue. But the regulations are going to remain pretty much the same this year that we've had over the past few years. But FWC has detected a second case of CWD infection in a deer in Holmes County. The recent case was a road-killed 1.5-year-old doe sampled less than a mile south of Florida's 2023 detection. Georgia detected their first case of CWD early 2025 near the Florida border. As we know, it's a contagious disease of the brain and central nervous system that is always fatal to deer. The FWC and its agency partners take CWD very seriously and are continuing with their comprehensive response plan with the goal of containing the disease within the area it was detected. Because the second case is so close to the original case, there will be no changes to the management or enhanced surveillance zones. In addition to their statewide CWD testing, FWC will continue with intensive surveillance in these zones to determine the prevalence and distribution of the disease. They will also be increasing surveillance along the Georgia border. To report deer that are very thin, sick, or dead of unknown causes, please call our CWD hotline, 866-CWD-WATCH.
Okay.
I just want to get that out, and we talked about this a lot over the past few years.
Yes. And we want to keep it official. That's an official statement from FWC. And it's just something very unfortunate that we're having to go through this, but it's something we've got to get through.
It is, and it's something that's affected, deer all over the nation. Right. It's recently come to Florida here in the past few years, but they've already set the regulations for this hunting season, 2025, 2026. And it's going to remain the same. Inside the zone, we can't take deer out unless they've been deboned and cleaned, and we've talked about what that looks like. And then also what it has done across all of Zone D, D2 in our management zone, it's increased hunting opportunity to where you can take an antlerless deer any day during the regular season And if you're north of I-10 in D2, then you can take up to three per year.
Okay.
So that's increased opportunity for hunters as a result of some of this. So I think a lot of people are pleased with that because in the past, we've had doe days and you were restricted to, hey, you've got to take your antlerless deer, your does on this weekend. Sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's hot, it's not the best weather. Now you can take your time throughout the year and pick when you want to harvest those does. So a lot of people pleased about that.
Well, that's good too. And the one closer to Georgia, and Georgia just got their first case. Is that what
they did? They did too.
Wow.
Yeah, they did too. So if you look at a map, and we don't have it up here, but almost every state's been affected by it.
What part of Georgia was that in? Do you know, southwest? Or?
Yeah, it was right there close to the border with us.
Okay.
So they're going to be increasing their surveillance and testing as well, and that's kind of what it's about to kind of get a handle on where it is. So
if I remember, that's one of the last states that didn't have it in the southeast was Georgia. They did not have it. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So we take these management practices to protect the herd because we've seen it devastate some populations up in the Midwest and out west, and hopefully it won't do that here. We had it was like 2 years before we had another positive test, and they were testing hundreds and hundreds every year.
They were
just in that zone. So, but anyways, I just want to remind everyone I had some questions also for instance, Bay County down in D1. You can also take a deer any day, an antlerless deer any day during the regular season as well. But you still can only do 2 for the season on your max.
Season.
But it just increases the opportunity when you can take those does.
Yeah. When we first started talking about it, our hunters and outdoorsmen, they jumped on the bandwagon as far as taking care of it and all, and we really got some good support from the hunters. Far as and that's why we hadn't really spread it out because they were getting them tested and all, and I'm very proud of what all they did. So.
Yes, sir. No, they're doing a good job with it.
Okay. All right, we're at a good breaking point. Let's take a break now. We'll be right back with Travis. Okay, welcome back. Officer Travis Bassford making a monthly appearance here with FWC. They're so good about coming on and sharing all this information, straight from the agency, and it's really a win-win for all of us. And speaking of laws and regulations and seasons, today, October 15th, the last day of flounder season. That has snuck up on us. we were talking about it. I forgot about it last week, so I guess you can catch one day. At midnight it goes out. So just be aware, flounder season is closing up tonight. So
it does, and that's something that's been in effect for a few years. Flounder, they increased the size limit to 14, had reduced the bag limit, and then imposed that season. So just want to make sure everyone's aware of that because I know it's a popular fish to target this time of year.
Yes, it is.
In particular, so.
Another thing that's popular, really, that I get a kick out of, just I don't do that. I don't bear hunt, but I love sitting back, get my popcorn, and watch all that's going on because this year the number of applications for the bear hunt was just incredible. So what's your take and your information on all this, Travis?
Yeah, no, it was we had a good turnout, and we're going to have the first black bear season in many years here in Florida. A lot of people are excited about it. It's going to be a great opportunity, and also in the zone that affects us up here in our area, the East Panhandle zone. It includes parts of Bay, Washington, Jackson, Gulf, Franklin, Calhoun, Liberty, Gaston, and Leon, Wakulla, and Jefferson County. That's kind of our zone, East Panhandle zone. So total, just some numbers for everybody. There was 187 permits total distributed across the 4 hunting zones. So that was our zone, was that East Panhandle zone. They've also got some in basically North and Central Florida as you go across the state. And a lot of people put in. Just for $5 you could get in, basically throw your name in the hat for a chance to be drawn. But the permit cost, if you were selected, was $100 for residents, $300 for non-residents. Only 1 bear can be harvested per permit, and a lot of people excited about it. It's going to be a great opportunity.
It's great. You mentioned, I didn't know this earlier during the break, that like only 6 states do not allow bear hunting. So like all the other states allow bear hunting, and it's just part of the tradition in all the states. So we have it and here on sporadically. We had it, what, 7 years ago, was it?
It's been a while. Yeah,
a while.
When we had one, and it was only for a day or two, and then it closed it. So this one's going to be a little longer. It'll allow people to be a little more selective. People have had bears that they want to target. And really, the Florida black bear, it's a conservation success story. If you look at where their numbers were, where they are now, and now based on what the biologists have done with their population assessments and all the studies they've done, they feel like we have a healthy enough population to do a controlled, regulated hunt, and it's good management practice. So the dates are going to be December 6th through December 28th this year. Okay. It's only one bear, can be harvested per permit, and then of course they'll use all that data to determine, hey, do we need to have another one? Do they need to make adjustments and things like that? So a lot of people excited about it. You've got people that have been watching bears for years. Some people don't have any interest in harvesting a bear, but some do. Yeah. And the ones that have the permits, they're going to have that opportunity this year. Yeah. So,
and it really almost a preventive safety measure as far as you got a lot of them out there and they're around all the food, and you got dogs out there and kids out there and everything. So it's a situation where it's something that outdoorsmen can help on.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Yep. And then a lot of people, I know some Florida residents, they travel to go bear hunting now. There's something that they can do here in their home state if they were selected. So a couple other restrictions just on that bear hunt, and we move on to something else. So there's no harvesting of cubs, so no bears under 100 pounds or sows with cubs, and the FWC must be notified within 24 hours of the bear being taken. Same kind of harvest report system to make sure, hey, everything's documented, and this is what was taken, this is where it was taken, method of harvest, etc. So a lot of people excited about that. And on the fishing side of things, I know we were talking about again during the break, but it's been really good along the coast with that fall run of Spanish and Pompano.
We were talking about the Spanish, and we talked about it here, all the pictures and all we got, and it was just a banner year on Spanish mackerel.
It was.
The fall. And it's still going on some. And the Pompano run, I know west of here, but you were seeing some good Pompano catches? Or?
We are, yeah. It seems like more to the west now. I know you said you went down to the Cape, and then another thing along the coast that has been really, I guess we're in fall, I mean, it's fall now, but late summer into early fall was sailfish. They were catching a lot of sailfish.
Yes.
Which is pretty neat for our area. I mean, we see them every year, but it was pretty good numbers. It
was a good run. It's interesting watching that each year has the population, I guess, or the catches might be a better phrase, how the catches change. I know during snapper season, beginning of the season, we were catching some huge red snapper.
Oh yeah.
And then toward the end of the season, a couple weeks ago, and we didn't catch very many big ones. I talked to the captains and all. That's been the run of it. And the catches on cobia were a little off this year.
Right.
And I don't have the statistics and all as far as the catches, but I just know by word of mouth and being around, and you see it too.
Yep.
Talking to people, and the king mackerel seemed a little bit off. But they were catching them off the pier. But when they started catching they were catching some sailfish inshore. I mean, really close.
That's
Did y'all see that?
Pretty cool. Yeah, just right along the beach.
Yeah.
So they follow that bait, and everything's kind of migrating as that water temp drops. They're going to be going back around the Big Bend, heading south, and and snapper also. We had one of the longest, and we still going on the weekends, but one of the longest seasons I can remember, really, in recent memory for red snapper. We're going to have it the fall weekends through the end of the year, including a few holidays. So just great opportunities for people to get out and enjoy the resource.
We had that Panama City Beach fishing rodeo the past 2 weekends. I have the pictures. I didn't get a chance to get out and cover the weigh-in, but we had all kind of categories and good catches. I'm going to show you some pictures the next day or two of the past 2 weekends of the Panama City Beach Fishing Rodeo. And the Destin Fishing Rodeo is going on the whole month of October. And next Friday, I'm going to get to fish it with some folks. So
cool.
It's going to be exciting. So all kind of things going on.
That's great.
And y'all been able to keep up with everybody?
We are. It's been, like I say, it's been busy. We're kind of split. Whereas summer and spring, it's primarily water. This time of year, we've got a lot of calls for service with hunting season opening. Whether it be trespassing complaints or with migratory bird, and we've got archery coming up. And then also there's a lot going on the water. With red snapper staying open on the weekends and these nice days that we've had, people are still getting on the water. So we stay busy.
Well, we're at that point, like I say, it's an overlap of the fishing and the hunting right now, so that I can understand. And fall, and we also talking about October being such a great month, but it flies by. October, here we are, we're halfway through October right now, October 15th, and there's a lot more I want to do in October.
I know.
And, I know y'all are busy. Let's take our final break. We'll be right back with Travis. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. How about this morning, 7:18 to 9:18, and tonight, 7:42 to 9:42 are our best days, the best part of the day to get out and catch some fish and shoot big bucks when it comes in season. So anyway, we're talking about FWC. We'll go back with the history of it, and across America, the game warden associations have always worked together really well. And you seeing this picture here. Travis, this is a cool picture. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so this was just our tri-state meeting, and it's a great opportunity for. We had it back on October 8th, but it was up at Lake Seminole.
Okay.
And this was a great opportunity for Florida, Georgia, and Alabama, all the conservation law enforcement to get together.
So different uniforms from different states.
Yeah, you see
That's
it's
cool.
different there. But it was a great chance to get together. It's great for fellowship, but also for teamwork, collaboration on the resource, Fish and Wildlife. They don't know what a state line is.
That's right.
And then also in the same sense, our violators sometimes they're doing something in Florida and Alabama on the same hunting season. So it's a chance for us to get together, fellowship, share a meal, and then also share, hey, these are some things we're seeing in our state. These are some things that are working as far as conservation law enforcement. Have y'all tried this? And when we increase our communication and working together, we can we all have the same mission. So we can work together to accomplish that mission, even if it's across state lines, and help each other, because it's really, if you think about how many conservation law enforcement officers we have compared to what we're trying to patrol or enforce, it's really a thin green line out there. So when we work together, it helps. So it was a great event, and just wanted to share that there.
Well, it's a good time now to bring in this picture I've been wanting to show y'all. I've always been special FWC officers now. This goes way back. David Tatum sent this to me. This is the game warden from back in the day. I think this is 1950s, but I want you to notice that name. Okay, it's front row. Powell Adams, that's Lope Chester. It's supposed to be L-O-K-E. Lope Chester, that is his daddy and my granddaddy, I think, were brothers. Right there on the far left, that's Lope Chester. So we have a heritage of game wardens in the Chester family. So we've always had to behave ourselves in the woods and all. But
and you said that was Liberty County?
That was Liberty County.
Wow.
His house is about where the store is. His house is about 2 miles south of the house on the way to.
That's cool.
Can you imagine back then in the 50s how the area looked and all?
Oh yeah, completely different.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
And a bunch of great outdoorsmen and a few outlaws too. So I guess some things don't change.
No, that's what we talked about. Every community, you've got some people that are going to violate, and then you've got some people that are trying to hold them accountable even way back then. So pretty cool picture.
Yeah.
Pretty
okay,
cool
so we were talking about the bird season, and I know you have some cases and all the different.
We did, yeah, and I didn't send any pictures in, but our guys worked really hard, especially those first couple weeks of dove. It's very popular, those first couple weekends in particular, and during the week. But I want to recognize a few officers here in our area. Our K-9 officer, John Coker, another officer here in Bay County, Keelan Alsobrooks. I know you know that name.
Yep.
And then also up in Washington Holmes area, Eric Fowler. So Officer Coker and Officer Alsobrooks both made bait cases where people were taking migratory birds, the doves over bait. And then Eric Fowler made a bag limit case where some guys had shot too many actually on a morning shoot. For years and years, that first phase, you could only hunt in the afternoon, but they changed that several years ago, so a lot of people want to hunt in the morning. And he made a good bag limit case, people taking too many. So good job by those guys. They work really hard for us. And again, we're spread thin. If you think about the area we have to cover, just to try to check the dove shoots that are going on, much less make these good cases. So great job by those guys.
Yeah, and I know the open weekend of teal season on Deer Point Lake. I heard a lot of you live on the lake too, so
I do.
From my house I could hear right there at daybreak. Wait, it's duck season. So it seemed like there were a lot of shooting up there. So.
They did, and there was some teal that came down.
Yeah.
It seems like we've had a lot of nice cool spells September and October. It's been
We were talking
really
about
nice.
on the same line of the doves. We still that weekend I went opening weekend. It's all domestic birds. The migratory birds haven't quite come down, but I imagine by now they're making their way.
Oh yeah. Well, this week we had some low 50s. I mean, it was very, very nice in the morning, which is welcome because it's been so hot and dry.
I know. Now we got the big thing about right now, October, we got November coming up, squirrel season, got all kind of season coming up. I keep y'all informed on the season dates and all, but you can't forget about fall fishing. It's just great this time of year.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. We talked about Pompano, a little to the west. I think they're going to start in our area. I mean, October is usually, and that's the thing too with those Spanish. It's good numbers, but the size of those fall run fish are nice. They've been doing really good.
I've seen some really big Spanish. The pictures y'all sent in, some really big Spanish that have been caught.
Oh yeah,
they've been exciting. What about have your family been able to get out and do anything? Or
we went a little bit. Yeah, I didn't send any pictures in, but we went right there at the end of September and caught some redfish.
Okay.
And then other than that, we met at the ballpark a lot of nights. So.
We know that. Listen, we're talking about what a great scallop season we had.
That was.
Wasn't that an amazing season?
That was awesome.
And I know y'all got to go one time. Got to take the kids to go, so you had a great time.
We did, and but that was before all the there were some water issues. But before that, the first couple weeks, it was really, really nice. Good size, good numbers. Yeah. And that's good for the kids. When there's that many, it's easier for them to get it. When they got to go out there and work, it kind of becomes a job. But it was really nice. And y'all went too.
Oh yeah, we went. We went pretty regular. Just had a great season. We've talked about it, showed the pictures and all. Just what a special time. What a special place here in Florida Panhandle.
We're very
blessed. Just
blessed.
All the things we just talked about.
Yeah.
right here in Panhandle. You ain't got to go all over the world to do it.
We're very blessed to live where we live and be able to enjoy the resource we have. So.
Yeah. Well, Travis, got to wrap it up, buddy. Again, thanks for coming on.
Enjoy it as always.
All right, thank you. And we'll probably have Chris next time. He'll be back from his honeymoon.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll have some good stories, I'm sure.
Okay. Y'all do something good for someone else. You have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors. Let's take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.